being innovative is the Light Cav. We're trying to create what would be a congested, contested battle space that allows our thinking soldiers to try and do something different and provide them with some new equipment in order to challenge the way they may have already done things. The Light Forces are the future of rapidly deployable expeditionary warfare, and we're the recce component of that. So we are out on exercise Missouri and Lightning, which is part of the Project Thundercat trials. Project Thundercat is the future Light Cav capability development project, which is in conjunction with industry partners and the Armoured Trials and Development Unit. We take equipment and we test it. We're actually doing it in a deployed operational context, and that's the first time that this has been done. We've got the perfect environment in order to test this equipment with our NATO partners. So this week we're acting as OPFOR for the US, Croatian, Polish, Romanian forces, and we've got some troops who have got new capabilities and we've got some troops that haven't, and we're comparing differences that having new equipment can provide our capability. We've got tethered drone, new situational awareness, digital tablets. We've got a loud hailer system. We've got deployed Wi-Fi so that we can send electronic product up to headquarter locations. And we've also got some EW equipment, so jamming and anti-jamming protection. Battle Lab Poland, one of the best areas to test and improve our capability as soldiers, and we're definitely fulfilling that.
Down there, so we couldn't really see the vehicles from our position. We heard them coming.
My vehicle is essentially on a vulnerable point because it was in a crossroads, but if I had that capability of having something that could break above the tree line whilst I'm sat there, I can then get a heads up once the first vehicle's coming, and then and only then I can push my vehicle out so you're exposed for the minimum amount of time. It shows the gaps that we do have.
Yeah, at the moment we have just put the drone up, so we are starting to look at the potential targets. We've already identified one of the radar dishes. We've also got the MUAS that's on station that's looking at identifying targets. One of our CTR patrols has already returned back to my location. They then return with a grid for the radar dish, which we identified with the drone.
1 times SV with radar. Seen.
What's the radar doing?
The radar is spinning, it's working and it's looking.
So it will last as long as the vehicle battery will last. So in theory, forever, as long as you've got powers.
1700, we're going to collapse to the ERV, have a face-to-face and decide next course of action. More than likely it will be a vehicle assault onto their position, suppress them. And then withdraw, returning back to SHQ's location.
Put this headset on. This is the Vita. When you hear an impulse noise, it'll cancel it out.
Oh, like that, and it's Charlie Coulter on the furthest down.
I'll bring mine in.
Point to me now. Cool. Right. Okay. So it gives you 360 surround sound.
That's mad.
Now, when you're moving on the vehicle, you're going to get that wind rush. Turn it off.
Yeah.
From a light cavalry perspective, and what we're trying to achieve is that seamless transition from mounted to dismounted soldier. Plug from vehicle, plug in on the man radio. Fits under the helmet. Yeah. We try to achieve 3 main aims: situational awareness, hearing protection for the user, the soldier, and clear communications.
I've kept this on for about 8 hours today and rarely had any discomfort. Quite excellent protection when firing the weapon system.
So yeah, I only use my GPS just to confirm where I am, really.
Everybody has the GPS as a failsafe. So you've got so many fire breaks and tracks, and it's sort of some of them aren't on the map. So you have to use the GPS, and especially if you're marking a route for a convoy the size of that, if you send somebody down the wrong turn and you haven't readied that route, you have to use GPS.
We're trying to educate soldiers in understanding that they can no longer now use their Garmin watches. The Garmin watches is just an L1 chipset, very cheap, very easy to jam. Hostile forces will use EW in order to overpower the frequency. So Novotel have developed technology which addresses interference as well as intentional jamming. So on the top of the vehicle you've got the anti-jam antenna, a GPS anti-jam technology. It's called Gadget 410. It's got a single cable that runs to a power injector distribution converter, which then receives power off the vehicle, and then the data is then sent to either the receiver or the comm system. Protects you from GPS jamming.
That Wi-Fi capability to allow you to transfer data.
For stuff like CTR photos and reconnaissance video, it'll be absolutely gleaming.
One section, two section in first troop, one section, two section in second troop, etc. All your OPs, they can just press an app on there which is linked to the piece of equipment you're using and go, right, I can see what Monty's doing now, I can see exactly what he's looking at if you've got that type of equipment.
And it seems to have a really good range, because I was using it maybe 200 metres from point of origin. So if we have stop short or something, step back from the CTR, they could send photos to them 200 metres, no problem at all. 16, 20 blokes on it at one time, so that was pretty good.
So today, it's getting with the 21st century, isn't it?
I'm Marta, I'm the Polish interpreter for the British troops stationed here out in the Mazurian Lake District, helping deconflicting between Polish and British troops. On the exercise Mazurian Lightning, we've been testing a new Alticom system as a way of communicating between the two nations.
Hello, 3-1 Charlie, this is 0. I'm just going to pass you over to the interpreter. Over. Sorry.
Jesteśmy brytyjskim wojskiem, jesteśmy częścią wojsk NATO. Chcielibyśmy... Jesteśmy wojskiem brytyjskim, jesteśmy częścią wojsk NATO. Chcemy możliwość pokoju. Jesteśmy wojskiem brytyjskim, jesteśmy częścią wojsk NATO. Chcemy możliwość pokoju.
The Light Cav and future Light Cav, we see ourselves as the most deployable forces in the UK Army right now. This year we're going to be deployed on 2 operational fronts. It's in Poland right now on Operation CABRIT. And later in the year, a squadron will be deploying to Mali on Operation NATO. As part of Light Forces, us acting as their key component, we need to deploy and fight with the best and most up-to-date technology available.